Of the day, it is a big gamble, right? Like you can see, like they got in range of it, they destroyed it. It was a fairly exposed ultimate. They were just gambling on you have to win your fights or the entire thing is cooked. And they got enough. I think they got 2. They went 2 for 2, 2 for 3 on the sprint down there. So
well, they lost 3 on the push in.
Yeah, that was good enough, I believe, for them. It's interesting to see how they are changing up between the rounds because that again was a round where there's 4 players working together and it's Kiwi on his own. A lot of the times you'll see, you know, the Jet player, your dive player with that sort of dash ability, whether it's Raze or Jet or whatnot, playing with the team so they can play off of a flash from your KO or something, jump into the fight. But the way they've been working is Kiwi sort of on an isolated mission, trying to fight wherever he can, and just flipping around where it's going to be. Because earlier in the game, he was the one playing solo B-Link, and the rest of the team was going down long. They're keeping it very flexible. This reminds me of that round number 3, where Kiwi was working down A main on his own. Just using the drone now to clear out, make sure there wasn't any sort of early mid-fight.
I wonder if things calm down or get even crazier after a timeout. It felt like, for the most part, the timeouts on the last map didn't really change too much. We saw it coming out of FUT 5-1 down. Things carried on rolling. We then had Navi with their timeout, FUT followed up with another, Navi with another, and things just carried on the whole way through. CNET on the up, though, is definitely going to be a bit of a game changer coming in. Kiwi down low as CNET just rounds the corner and domes him where he stands.
Yeah, I mean, just great timing, swinging out on the enemy flash to get to.
Yeah.
No need to get over-aggressive here. FUT were hoping they could find some kind of a fight. Now walking through. He hears the footsteps. He's going to push this.
He's got no choice.
Oh, baby.
Has to. Tries to go for the spray transfer onto KAPTAN, but nothing comes off the back of it. Down to a 2 versus 4, and again, I just feel like we can't count FUT out, even in this numbers down situation.
KAPTAN has the ultimate.
30 seconds left.
They wanted to get a free plant off. Oh no, this concuss hurts.
Ouch.
Somehow he gets around the corner.
Yeah.
Blocking vision.
And they keep on dropping these stars down as well inside the heaven, which is making things even more difficult for Navi.
I love this repush into B-Link. You have to get a little bit aggressive down in big numbers like this, seeking out a fight. KAPTAN can turn around and have a great cross. That's the first one.
Oh,
you
man.
are divided.
These stars are just too much. This could be great use of the ult coming out here as well, and it's a great read. Zipan finds FaliN, and they find the last as well. Navi are going to bleed out another 4 versus 2.
Oh man, the fragment from Zipan finding the kill there. Otherwise, I don't know, I wasn't too confident in Navi on the retake. It looked like, was that FaliN back in the corner there that had a couple of moments where he's coming around the corner, finds the first, maybe had a chance to get a second. It was tight all the way through. You can see these rounds from FUT are going down to the wire. FUT are playing very patiently throughout the map, slowly, you know, taking space, or maybe even just like creeping up Kiwi at the start of a round, whether it's B long, mid, A, the other side of the map sort of allowing Navi. If Navi wanted to push, that's fine. FUT are going to re-clear it with the Sova drone. One of the reasons that they have this in the competition. But what it's caused for them is because they aren't going for, you know, aggressive hits early on. They are working into the clock, and that can be an issue, especially if they move into the Killjoy site late in the round.
Down.
Not the early aggression being shown by Navi too, so get to step it up to kind of tease and see, okay, what's actually coming on, because they've had the Sova push down its way a couple of times and commit a couple of arrows in just to create a little bit of false pressure. Only this time around, it's a bit of a double down. They've actually committed to it, all 5 players, squaring up for a push-in, coming in behind the Viper's pit as well. This will get rough for Navi.
Yeah, well, FUT can look to flash out of this pit. At the same time, the main players want to be working up through as well. Here it comes. If they want to use it, still very patient on actually committing into that. Maybe waiting for FaliN to have a dart coming back up off the cooldown. Yeah, FaliN has the dart. Here's where the hit comes in. With the ulti to back it up too.
Straight in towards the back line as well. It's Kiwi over the top. But he falls down on the charge on through, taken down pretty early on. A 2 for 2 even, sorry. Both sides trading out equally despite the majority of ults coming out from the attacking side.
Angel creeping up here. Has a chance to work through the smoke if he wants to, but waiting for his teammates. Now set up for the post plant. mojj has double mollies if they want to back away from this for the time being. But already Navi have control of the site. They can get on this quickly and flush out the util, or just force the players from FUT into them.
Oh, and rounds the corner for 1. FaliN steps through the divide and is quickly divided by Angel. One more can they do, 2 more pushing back in. They're gonna try and find it, so they're walking blind, finds 1. Not quite on towards the second, and mojj's got it all to do. Thought maybe he'd find his man, but CNET will not be stopped with that up.
It was a very creative side hit coming in there from FUT, sort of hitting the brakes, waiting for the util to come back up for FaliN so he could look for an ult back into Secret. and just make it so they wouldn't have to deal with the long-range fight, right? They're coming in with pistols, so you have the flash coming out of qRaxs out of the ulti to deal with close range, the dart plus ulti from FaliN to deal with the back, but even though it was good enough to make it 3-on-3, not quite enough at the end of the day. Navi send in the Cosmic Divide, exactly the right call. And the way Angel was sort of dipping around the corners of that too, very, very clean to get the job done.
Where did CNED's Midas go? He only spent 1,300 and then has spent the rest, so I think he's bought a gun for a teammate there as well to help balance the loot a little bit.
You said he only spent 1,300?
He did initially, yeah.
Yeah, then I assume someone dropped
and then changed over to then spending far more.
Yeah, he bought double updraft and then and the armor, and then someone gave him his operator.
No, he had the op anyway, but then he spent even more was my point. I think he's bought someone else a gun was my point off the back of it at the last second.
Okay.
Just to make sure they're fully equipped up and the loot is being scattered.
The
wealth is being shared.
That. I'll take your word for it.
Spent about 4.3, I think, in the end.
Well, for the time being, again, it is just Kiwi walking up to A. He loves to do this, now calling in the rest of the team. But some options to pivot out of this, I think. Yeah, they may end up just droning in using the knife, and then pivoting back into mid if they want. Oh, no.
Once again, almost gets away with the second, but now Kiwi in no man's land. He's the first one to fall on the charge forwards.
I just don't really know what the idea is that, like, I don't think there were Astra smokes coming down from KAPTAN, so they're just kind of going
It was a little bit Hail Mary, a bit gung-ho.
Yeah, but you just want to see that backed up by some piece of utility. I thought it was going to just be a simple fake there, but they actually committed two bodies into it. Now with the 30 push from Xiao. Even if Xiao doesn't get the kills, you can see CNED wrapping around with the knives from doors in mid. He was just going to backstab him there.
Doesn't really need the knives as well. The Op's been doing all the work for them, and otherwise it's teammates. Qraxs the last one left standing, and well, CNED at that point can burn through as many as he wants and does so.
I think for maximum mental damage there, you actually take your real knife out, right-click it, and then send 5 knives one by one into the body on the floor, but that's just me. Always playing for the mental edge.
A master in the art of BM.
Oh, man.
That's 3 rounds on the bounce, though, for Navi. FUT started out pretty strong. We found ourselves at a 3-3. That's when Navi called in their tactical timeout, but since then it has been all Navi.
You know, it's just one rifle round you could have won, though, and that makes me uncomfortable for them. Especially sort of seeing that a lot of the ideas have just been to send Kiwi around and see what he can accomplish, unsupported by utility. I just don't love that idea, especially against Navi. This is a team so skilled individually. Like, anyone on this team will go seek out early fights, for better or for worse, but they're going to win them more often than not.
Well, they got away with what they wanted to start with, which is to force CNED out of the back corner, which he's now done. But he's still hovering on site, holding down that long angle with no one really able to challenge on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, with Angel pushed all the way up into A, all they really have to worry about is some sort of art pinch, because that's where there isn't the Killjoy util, and then the B long push. So Navi know exactly what the options are here, and Angel's continuing to take space. They're going so slow into double doors, he's going to find 2. It doesn't matter, though, because Kiwi turns around and gets the kill.
It's a good start, not forgetting, of course, full eco round coming in with those knives out being the main way in. But they could side of FUT.
I would like to see FUT go back and try to get the gun. The clock is working against them, though. They're trying to hit all of the gas here.
They know. They heard the dash. They know that he's up nice and close. And it's a Killjoy coming out from the defenders. Really not wanting to risk this round, even though they've got the full buy versus, well, Sheriffs on the other side. They really want to commit and force them back.
25 seconds only. Still mollies on the ground for Sugetsu.
Bomb grenade out.
Not on the plant spot, though.
I mean, they managed to get away with it. Even after the Killjoy coming down, they forced their way in.
They're going to be so patient. The op in the backside is kind of toast, but they've got a flank coming around the long way from Xiao. CNED just has to gamble with the no-scope here. That's not going to get it done. All of a sudden a chance, but still, the late flank down B long. There's no way mojj is ready for this.
Oh,
and that's going to be 2 easy kills.
KAPTAN stole the up, though, here. If he turns around, the dive, he could find himself that longer kill up towards B long. For now, it's really bothering him for Navi. It's looking a little bit ropey here into this 3 versus 3. KAPTAN missing it out. 2 quick kills coming in, making a 3rd. Navi recover and clean up.
B-site has not been working for FUT.
You don't deserve
Navi are just grouping together on the retakes. Even after they lost a player down in B-Link, it just didn't really matter.
Everyone note down your
They activate a flank for the first time this entire game. Actually activate 2 separate flanks within that round. FUT might have been ready for the first, or at least prepared for it, and the second one, just devastating.
Understandable timeout coming out from FUT here too. Interestingly, maybe for a second, we're going to see Kiwi look to rival CNED here for the first time in the half as well on the op. Has picked it up. It really feels like it's been the story of the two Jets. Both of them at least 6 kills clear of the second player on their team so far, really getting the business done, but CNED just that little bit better, it seems, today.
The thing is, I feel like CNED's been doing such a good job of dodging past any utility footer using to clear him. And to, I mean, not really their credit, but a lot of times they just haven't been using the utility properly to clear him. I remember when they just sort of walked out onto that A side a few rounds ago. But there have been numerous times qRaxs has thrown a flash, banked it off of a wall, and CNED hears it coming, de-peeks, and then re-peeks the second after. Gets his kill, is able to dash away and be completely fine. So the way he's sort of dodging around that, so falling back when there's a drone coming his way, and then again, re-peeking. That's where CNED is always finding his angles.
The re-peeking has been the big one. You saw it in the last round, right? Yep. When he was holding down towards back B. They managed to force him away. Yeah. Knife came through. They were playing things quite passive. Suddenly, again, he's re-peeking in from site itself to try and always hold onto that longer angle.
Even when it wasn't the operator and it was the earlier rounds when he was playing up from heaven on B site, he was finding slight little angles around the smokes where he's not really leaving himself vulnerable for very long and just instantly finding different ways to punish. And unfortunately, the op battle that was promised is not going to come to fruition here. Oh, okay.
I don't really think, I was about to say, we haven't seen a full A main hit, and I don't think we're going to see it here either. They've been completely domed on their way through. Still maybe going to try and commit as all 4 players are rotating over. What we've normally seen out of FUT has been that split, sending 2 up through mid, 2 down through A main. For now, they're most committed in the same direction.
FALIN picks up the offer, just be the next one in line. At least it's traded. You're going to take that, I suppose, but there's still 2 players here on the site, as all the smokes are going to be thrown down in here.
Suck at the back side as well. No one, of course, currently sat on that spot. It's playing this 1-for-1 game, this game of attrition. It works in favor of Navi.
Down A.
They ball things down to a 3 versus 1. And mojj just got it all to do. Arguably a little bit too much to do.
The longer he waits, the more time the rotates come in. CNED arriving with the operator. Might just get the kill with the molly backside. Respect.
Oh, he finds him as well. Yeah.
Hold on, he needs to play off the smoke. Take a chance, take a gamble. He gets the first one. But it falls apart at the end. The CNED operator will not allow anyone to pass.
I thought for a second we were having a repeat of those first 4 rounds. Just when it looks like all is lost, the clutch potential was unreal. But CNED's had enough.
I'm watching round after round from FUT. They just seem a little bit lost. They're sending the operator in. And I'm wondering what have KAPTAN and mojj been doing? Because I think they've just been sort of hanging out around mid. They have to be concerned about like flanks, right? Because they're not playing a sentinel, you know, your killjoy or whatnot. So like those mid pushes when there's not a killjoy turret there just to instantly guard it is always going to be a potential threat. But it just means that even after they lose the operator but then trade out, they can't instantly pivot off. Just look at the swarming of utility. They're not allowing them to scale off the smoke. So maybe Kiwi having to use another smoke if they want to get this cross, or even committing the entirety of a drone.
Enemy mark.
That's been a big part of the gameplay, I think, from Navi, has been the aggressive up towards A. I mean, speaking about aggression towards A, FUT have forced their way in and are trying to tear through Navi. They get themselves a couple on the march on through. This time around, the spike is going to go down. They've managed to make it work and have the numbers advantage.
Angel missed a window to try and spam the planter there and get him off that one. Shock dart barely dodged. This one not the same. The positioning from qRaxs is good, but Sugetsu knows KAPTAN is there.
Everything being burnt out here to make it work. Wasn't aware of Sugetsu getting up so close, trying to see what he could find the wall bang. But it's mojj up towards the side. Finds one, but instantly traded out by Angel. The back and forth is ludicrous. CNED finds one more. It was a 1 versus 2, and it cannot be done. We're having the same first half as we have back on Lotus here, and another 9-3 to Navi.
Yeah, what can I say? Navi just showed up to play today. Some doubts cast after their performance against Team Liquid with a sub, even though they won very close matches. But now, against the only team that can challenge Navi for the #2 spot, truly, they are putting up 9 threes at both halves.
Ouch.
CNED dominant on the retakes with the operator. I mean, the rest of the team, even when they're put down at a numbers disadvantage, just figuring out the ways to scale in, spotting out at a KAPTAN center site, finding the ways to punish. It's a thing of beauty.
Dominant game from Navi, and start of the series, I was mildly optimistic that we might see a really competitive series from FUT. I mean, 13-9 isn't exactly non-competitive, but it was a bit of a steep hill to climb once they already found themselves down so much. These 2 maps are pretty good for them, but Navi just showing that when it comes down to the executes themselves, they're just that little bit better.
And now we're at a situation for FUT where, I mean, it's a bit of a tough little streak here. Obviously coming off a loss to Fnatic, no real surprises there, but Giants before then, I think people were expecting a bigger fight in a similar way to today. People hadn't fully gotten off the FUT train, but a loss in a magnitude like this, if the trend continues, would definitely cast a shadow over them heading up into the playoffs.
I mean,
in a couple weeks' time.
The one thing I will say is that coming into even the start of the season, you know, everyone was looking at Fnatic and Navi and saying, look, they're a cut above. You're going to see them top 2 no matter what. We have seen that now, so expectations have been met. I think for FUT, maybe many would have looked at them and said, do you think they're a third-place team? And he would have said, no, you'd have given that to Giants, maybe to Liquid. So we're seeing a really strong performance out of them so far that I wouldn't be too beat up by, but as you say, it could all come slipping down in the last couple of weeks.
Still, we'll see what they've got for us on the defense, because I think this is where things can tend to simplify, right? Especially on Pearl. We saw how Navi, a lot of it was just sort of have CNED post up forward, early space take, and hold with an operator, then fall back and pivot back into some more defensive setups or retake postures, of course. And now we'll see what Kiwi can do on the opposite side, because he got shut out for those last couple of rounds. It was to be in, and for a lot of that attacking half, he just wasn't really involved with the rest of the team. He was sent off on his own. He was finding kills, don't get me wrong. But with the rest of it, it was coming down big time. Are we all seeing that?
I'm tripping.
I'm tripping. I was looking down at the stage, and then I come back and just a rainbow across the screen. Good times.
It's like being back in nursery.
Yeah, I believe we do have a tech pause.
We do.
Inbound after this halftime.
Yeah, so half-time into a tech pause, which means coaches will not be allowed to engage, I imagine. So bear with us before we get back into things. In case you are just tuning in a little bit late, it is 9-3 to Navi, the same as it was back on Lotus. We saw a little bit of a bounce back. FUT did recover somewhat going into the second half of our first map. But different map, different sides to play on.
I've got the note. There was a client crash. Wah, wah, wah. So the players had to hop out of the lobby, and they're going to be re-jumping in. So that might take us a couple of minutes here before we can get things back underway. But soon TM.
Soon TM. The classic esports, soon TM.
Look, that's a trademark. That's a guarantee of the soonage. Is soonage a word? I feel like it should be if it's not.
Soonage.
Yeah.
Well, how can you make that? Because you're like a big fan of the whole, like, the Sag, the Bedge thing.
Yeah.
Soonge.
It's just like the little frogman holding up a sign that says TM, like soon TM.
Yeah, soon
it's
TM.
Soonge.
That'd be the one. Soonge.
Yeah. I feel like someone can make that. It's not the hardest. Just need some green paint, and then you paint it on the internet. I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
I'm not a graphic designer. It's not my passion.
No, it is your passion. That's the whole point.
No, it's other people's passion. Oh, I see where you're headed.
Yeah, you with me on this one now.
Yeah.
Graphic design is your passion.
I can tell you right now, because I can actually see the lobby the players are hanging out in. CNED wins the player card game. He's got like the really cute chibi jet for his icon, which is just fire. Although I do have to respect FALIN's got the frog, which, you know, we talk a lot about little frog people up here, so we got to respect it.
I like captains.
You like captains?
The moon.
Ah, the moon. Oh, the barge heading towards. I know no one else can see this, so it doesn't really help you guys. But you know, sometimes it can be fun to play with. You know what I like? The pen tricks. Okay, hold on, everyone. If you could just get on Twitter real quick @Smix and clip this, because she does a lot of actual pen tricks whenever she hosts a desk. I don't know, I feel like they would absolutely slap whatever I just witnessed on my screen. That was very weak.
That's like a whole like high school one. Like, look at my bendy pen. You do that, you're like, oh, wow, bends, whoa.
That's crazy, man. No, Smix will actually do the whole, like, I don't know, helicopter.
Oh, like through
whatever.
The fingers? I got no idea. I got
just
no idea.
So dexterous. It's wild.
Yeah. You ever looked at like a pair of nunchucks and feel like you could do the whole without hurting yourself?
No. No, those would definitely backfire on me.
Yeah.
I have no faith in myself
I think I'll lose an eye. Maybe an arm.
An arm who just goes flailing off with it.
Wouldn't be a good time.
Yeah, maybe you should stay away from the nunchucks then. That's a bad time.
We will swerve that one.
Where's our nunchucks agent?
And Nunchuck's agent.
Yeah, because right, because you have like the KO knife that for some reason reveals people and then stops them from casting their magical spells and magical realism.
So what would the
game land.
nunchucks do? Could you throw nunchucks, or would you do something to intimidate your opponent?
I think for sure you should be able to throw them. And then they should do something. Like maybe they wrap around.
Nunchucks aren't really
someone.
made to be thrown.
Yeah, but
Knives
are knives
throwing knives?
Oh yeah, and thrown against a wall to turn off abilities. I don't think logic has a place here in Valorant. Okay, this is a child's game.
You're talking about a robot throwing knives. At least nunchucks are grounded as someone in reality here. Let's work with it.
Well, here's the thing:
what could a nunchuck do?
ChatGPT can do a lot of things, so I would not surprise me. We get GPT 6, 7.
What you don't know is KO's running on GPT 6.
Oh God! Make it stop. Just don't hook it up to a robot, or it's over for us. I think
you ever see the Boston Dynamics robots and just think we've gone too far?
Yeah.
I've seen ones now where you can like kick them over, and I'm like, one day it's gonna get up and it's gonna kick you out for that.
God, that's awful.
Because they've got like recovery to get back up. It gets to a box, one pushes it over, it gets back up. I'm like, one day it's gonna turn around, it's gonna have enough of this, it's gonna lay into you, and you're gonna regret it.
No, one day I could push you over, and you're not gonna.
No, I'll be like a little terrier. I'll start snapping at your kneecaps.
See, I was making a little, age joke there, but
I wouldn't get back up.
Yeah, exactly.
The back's not made for it. The knees aren't made for it. It's not a good time.
Oh, look at that! The Navi watch party. You love to see it. Someone just stormed out of there. Okay, fake fan. Tech pause comes and they leave. No one leave. You're all stuck here. The doors have been locked to the arena.
Security put massive wooden planks across the doors. We've turned the aircon off to really test your metal.
No, we literally have to do that because when Pansy and Hypot cast, they run into the tech pauses and they have just threatened to storm away in the past. So we actually just have to bolt the doors or they will be gone. When hour 2 rolls
around,
casters,
that's it. You'll just be stuck.
Which for some people a blessing.
Maybe when we're casting. To the Pampock.
Tough. But I mean, hey, if I could just roll out of here, surely I'd still get a paycheck, right? So maybe hold on, you might be onto something. If we could just walk out. You could vouch for me. You could say I'm just like casting from under the chair, right? I don't think anyone's actually listening close enough to know that I can
You're not exactly
stop.
dressed stealthy today is the problem. You're like a lighthouse in that jacket.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Okay, I'll lose the jacket, sure. Yeah. Let's see how
Nice.
There we go.
This works better.
It's just a purple jacket.
But we have to work about trousers and the shoes are maybe again a bit too bright.
Do you ever, have you ever cosplayed before?
No.
No?
Have you?
No.
And why'd you ask?
Well, because I'm cosplaying the Prime Vandal today. But I was bringing it back to that. But I haven't truly done it. Do you think there's an agent you could pull off?
An agent I could pull... Brimstone. The old man. Let me get in the gym for a year first.
Okay, yeah.
I'll grow out a beard a little bit.
Yeah, you sure?
I can rock the hat and all that kind of stuff.
Can you give me your best open up the skies?
Open up the sky!
Okay, hold on. Oh, not bad.
Want to give me
We'll
yours?
take that. No, I can't do.
You know what? I know you do a good Ezreal.
I'm not doing League of Legends
You can do League of Legends.
Right now.
It's the same publisher. We're allowed.
No. I have too much self-respect.
What can you do for us then?
I really can't do anyone.
Did we try doing KO impressions yesterday?
You tried to make me do an Omen one, but it just doesn't make sense. It just, they have voice effects over it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Siege. The life you take.
No.
You ever wonder where you get it from?
So what can you do? Just have a think. Have a think through the roster.
I can solve a Rubik's Cube.
No, but I mean in terms of agents.
Oh.
What can you do?
I can Neon sprint.
What?
Neon can sprint. I can sprint. I can do that. I can't do the slide.
I mean, I hate to see the state of your knees afterwards.
I can do the lightning fingers,
Yeah.
We really need the camera. Oh, he's cup stacking. Wait, this is huge.
We missed this.
This is incredible.
Well, they're still going.
Have you ever seen the speed cup stackers?
Yes, it's crazy.
Because that is sick. And I I'm nerd moment, but I used to go to Rubik's Cube competitions, and they were just the same.
Wow, that really is a nerd moment.
Yeah.
No!
Wait, he needs one more cup to finish the tower.
Who else?
C-net.
Might be good on Jet, but an even better stacker of cups, huh?
Huge. I'm impressed. And if anything, I think that after, because all 5 players.
Oh, he's got one more.
Oh!
No, it's got to go in the middle. It's got to go in the middle. It's got to go in the middle, surely. Oh, okay. All right, okay, another one.
Easy does it now, light touch.
Oh, okay.
Nobody breathe.
We've got 3 more across the player desks. And then I think there's like a whole stack on the other side.
There's more
Wait,
cups.
they're actually going to take
cups.
them. They're going to take them away from FUT. I think they're looking at taking them all. No, okay, they changed their mind. Boo.
I still see some more cups down at the bottom of the desk.
Take their cups.
Well, he's
Take
taking them
their
down.
cups. Take their cups.
Do you think we could have them play Jenga? Try to take one out from the middle. And that's how you lose an entire PC.
It was toppling again.
Oh, no.
Don't do it.
Hold.
No, the middle. No, he needs to restack the second one down. It's not.
I feel like he needs support.
Yeah, what?
Angel needs to get involved.
This is not great team play. Look,
The integrity is falling
it's
apart.
Coming. They gave him the cup. And it's coming. Give him the cup. It's the cup of destiny. It will complete the tower.
Praise be the cup.
I hope to God it's an empty cup.
Otherwise, we might have another tech pause on our hands.
There'll be a keyboard gone. Take the cup. Take the cup.
Do you want to give us some like trumpet music? You know, like make it regal. Yeah, keep going.
A regal trumpet music. We're not like trained on this from birth in the UK, I'm afraid.
Okay.
No,
restructuring. Okay. Look, it's all about a solid foundation.
I
right?
can't believe I'm being paid to stand here and talk about players stacking cups on a desk. This is a new high in esports.
No, I see a cup on the ground.
That's the wrong place to be.
I think he needs to build out. Okay. Look, I'm going to bring some analysis into the play here because I think
Analysis of the cup stack.
he was going flat on the base. If he makes it a triangle base, he can work up pyramid style, and there's so much more support.
No, well, the problem is you need so many more cups for that.
But they have the cups, that's the thing.
You need like
FUT just extended an olive branch. They don't want to fight in the server.
You need like a solid 4x4 base, so if you're going to build it to any decent height is the problem. He hasn't got that many. You need 16 for the base layer. He hasn't already got 16 there. Right,
I think there are at
again,
least 16 cups that we have.
I think there's a degree of measurement going on here.
I think we could definitely do it. Well, I have just been informed that the analyst desk is standing by and ready.
They've got so much to break down about this.
The stack. So, what do you
Yinsu,
got?
talk to us about the stack.
Well, if you want to talk about stacks, I think Lothar might be the right man, you know? DRX, stacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry. Yeah.
Fantastic.
What do you think about stacks?
Right, fantastic IGL.
Yeah, good player. Yeah,
Very good.
Pioneered a lot of the early games here in Valorant, you know?
Yeah, definitely. There are some plays that are being now repeated by other teams now, like the DRX retake on Heaven A. That's something that I really like, you know?
I read a really interesting thread of discussion where people said that if Fnatic were in the same league as DRX, they wouldn't make Tokyo. They wouldn't be making
and
playoffs.
if my grandma had wheels, it should be a motorbike.
But how do you think DRX would do if they were in our league? What do you think?
I think they would do pretty good. Definitely would make it into the top 4. But
I would definitely say top 2.
I think top 2 too. Yeah. Top 3 maybe.
yeah, top 3.
Minimum.
Top 3 minimum, yeah.
I mean, there's no way that Navi could troll an experiment against DRX. Then they would have to play the entire
You call the
season.
troll an experiment.
Yeah, but then,
Hey,
Angel protocol.
you don't remember what happened when FPX played DRX?
I actually
don't remember that?
I don't remember what happened.
Oh, that was an iconic game. We should definitely dig up
Wait.
the archives.
That was the one when Ardis had the 3K on Jenny.
Yeah, let's dig up the archives of that game. So I feel
the Ascent
like
one?
The Ascent.
There is definitely already stats and proof, I feel like, of what would happen if they played against each other. But let's bring it back to this game. I want to quickly talk about this Sova pick. It is the first and only ever time we've seen Sova on par here in EMEA. What did you guys make of it?
Not only in EMEA, in Pacific it also wasn't chosen yet, and in the Americas region it was only picked once, so it's like a 3% pick rate for general PEL. And I feel like it's a...
What are these two doing
That's what they think about the Sova, yeah.
Are they doing like a
Taylor Swift?
Thing?
Concert?
Don't
Why,
start, don't
Ender?
start.
Why are you not taking us?
Actually, sorry, Lothar, I'm going to bring it back to you in a second, but I do want to tell a really sad story about Ender and Taylor Swift. So Ender had tickets to see Taylor Swift back in 2020. And as you guys know, something else happened in 2020 that stopped him from being able to go to that Taylor Swift concert. And he would have been seeing Taylor Swift only a couple of days after his 22nd birthday.
Oh my God.
So if you are a Taylor Swift fan, that is upsetting. Lothar has no idea what we're talking about.
Gets our reference.
Can you imagine, Bear? You turn 22, you're about to go to Taylor Swift, and you miss it.
I would cry. I would definitely
I would
cry.
actually never be able to get out of bed ever again. But more importantly...
You have 2 daughters. You need to keep up to speed, okay?
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to start asking questions. And let me tell you, the first question is going to be, Daddy, who's Taylor Swift?
I mean, I know who Taylor Swift is, but I have absolutely no idea why is it significant.
Favorite Taylor Swift album?
I'm 1989.
Okay, I have a controversial
Red,
one.
actually Red.
Yeah, see, yours all makes sense. Mine is Speak Now. I know.
Well, you're lucky
it's
then.
It's really controversial. Lothar, favorite Taylor Swift album?
I can talk about like my favorite progressive metal or grindcore band. There's one that's coming from UK, Carcass. You know what one?
Wait, he's a head coach of B2 Go?
Carcass.
Almost.
Ex-player, now head coach.
Yeah.
No, but I wanted to ask because I don't know.
Sova pick rate.
We're gonna be changing topics every second.
Yes. Oh, sorry. What was that?
My question
What's the question?
My question was, why is it significant that the 21st birthday was coming in?
Because she has a song and an album that's 22.
It's about turning 22. It's about like having your.
okay.
I don't know about you.
Yeah. To be fair, Kukuka, it was about 120 years ago when Lothar turned 22. So he probably doesn't. It's not a significant year for him. Is
How many things have changed since you've turned 22?
When I was 22 or 21 or 22?
22.
22. That was 16 years ago. So
Alpha year was 1.
So some of them haven't even been born yet.
I don't think Laura's was born yet.
yeah, that's very possible. In that 22, I was in 3rd year of college. So I was doing my bachelor degree.
Oh,
In what?
Nice.
And that was an audiovisual form of advertising.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, so you did the infomercial that we saw?
Yes,
That was you. That was all you, the assistant coach, of course. Anyway, shall we talk about Sova? Yeah, why not? First Sova?
Yeah, I mean, the Sova, I was expecting it to be more influential on attack than on defense. And we have seen a little bit of like retaking of space on mid with the drone, but it's so inefficient because of the Sova drone is so nerfed when it comes to the duration of it. Like we have seen that from the top side of mid, from the window, it reached like to mid the pedestal that is made out of metal, and then it disappears. So essentially what you get is like a small sighting of inside of art, and that's about it. So that space was very insignificant.
Yeah, and not only that, we were mentioning the shock darts and about breaking the utility from the killjoy that is going to prevent you from the plant. Actually, Sigitsu was very smart into moving that utility, so it wasn't spotted that easily, and the shock darts were thrown into nothing at some point. Same goes for the alarm bot. So inefficient so far, even with the ultimates. I think that Navi had a very good idea of how to counter Sova here.
It is a funky pick, right? It's not something that you see every day, especially on Pearl. A risk not worth taking, do you think?
I struggle to see how does that help against Navi's game plan. Like, I was expecting something more, and right now it's like it's not visible. And I know it's FUT versus Navi. We were not expecting FUT to fully take it. Like it wasn't. It's like a dark horse moment for the team, but it doesn't reflect like any kind of influence on the result. So they're losing 9-3 on the attack side, where I was expecting them to perform better. So now when they go to the defense side, they're gonna struggle a lot because of the lack of the Sentinel. They're gonna have to be proactive with the space taking because otherwise Sova is gonna be useless, right? It's like you need to use the recon arrow at the beginning. In the first cycle, I expect them to like take aggressive space on B long or on A main with a recon arrow to get deep control. But all of that, it can be easily read by Navi.
Yeah, exactly. Because Sova, even though it's not a pick that you see a lot on Pearl, we know for a fact that Navi knows how to play against, knows how the agent is going to work around the map, and they're going to be prepared and ready. Also, another one of the determining factors that I'm seeing a Cena that's not scared of anything. He was, you know, playing with the cows just because he's chilling. It's just another day in the office for him, just showing up. So nothing that you can do about that.
You can also see the difference in his confidence when he plays on Jet and on Yoru. On Yoru, that TP is way slower when he wants to like be defensive and TP out, right, from the danger. With the Jet, he is just aggressively taking the stance, taking the gunfight, and be like instantly out. And he takes his gunfight very effectively.
Well, we are currently investigating some network issues, which is the reason for this tech pause. We're going to head to a break and see if we can fix that, and we'll see you guys on the back end.
Hello, I'm Emil Sandgren, aka Emil.
And I'm Jeanette Sandgren, mother of Emil and Erik.
Yeah, I'm Erik Sandgren, aka Doombros. I think we started playing Warcraft 3 back when we were 12, and I think your significant other at that time created an account for us and called us the Doom Brothers, right? Because we only had one PC.
We couldn't afford 2 PCs, I think.
No, no, you never had the latest things or expensive things. You shared everything.
Who's the most competitive? I think you are.
Yeah, it's probably me.
Yeah.
I'm a more angry one of the two of us. He's more cool, calm, and collected. I'm more, I can scream more, or I don't know.
I'm more just do your best, and whatever is the result is the result, I'm just happy I'm doing my best, and I don't really care about anything. But
you care about winning?
Of course.
Yeah.
But still.
Against me, especially.
Yeah, maybe it's because against you.
Yeah.
But I think he's a more competitive guy for sure.
Skill-wise, I'm way better.
No.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Okay, but I'm smarter.
No.
I have a question.
Yeah?
So, Do you feel you understand this game a bit more, or are you mostly looking at the numbers, you know, to see who wins?
No, for every time I've been watching at home. Like in the beginning, look at the points and how many is left.
Yeah.
That was all in the beginning.
Okay.
But now it's really exciting. I feel difficult because when I look, I don't know where my energy is going. When you see a match, you know what to what
cheer
you
for,
want.
right?
Yeah. But this time it's like, in the beginning, I didn't understand how good they were. I was on to them when they were working like a normal job, and they were doing esports in the evening, coming to work with crossed eyes, so tired. And I was on, come on, liksom, you need a real job. Listen, what are you doing, playing? You have to choose, because I didn't know that they were so good. I feel bad about that. I'm
okay.
Really sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's understand. I would do the same. Yeah.
Are you happy with the game?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
He's not.
You should be.
He won. He should be happy, but you know.
I'm happy in the moment, I would say. Obviously, I don't think we played as good as we should, so there's some stuff to fix. Like as a coach, I will never truly be happy and satisfied. I'll be happy when we win champions.
Just
Until
be
then,
happy.
I'm gonna be like,
How hard is it to be
Okay.
happy? Maybe if you were more happy, you would perform better. Who knows, you know?
I'm really proud because this is making totally of your own by yourself. So I'm really proud.
You have like a default Vandal skin, and then you see I don't know, a Vandal Prime skin or a Primordial, I don't know.
I don't really understand the question. What I need to do?
Wait, can I? Can we do it like? Can we do it like?
If Valorant would give me a chance to create a spraying game, it definitely would be a panda.
But I'm not using it.
And the panda is sitting on the platform.
Oh, I don't know.
And on that platform is the Natus nickname, something like this.
I will try to take it to like connect with some meme, but I need to think what meme.
Valorant bana sprey tasarlama izni verse ismimin yazılı olduğu bir sprey tasarlardım.
Maybe a stone.
Aslan olmasını isterdim ben spray'in. Aynen aslan.
Spray like stone, you know?
Büyük bir aslan.
It could be me, you know? Because I'm like the rock, you know? Or it can be like a wolf spray. Because it's gonna be like me also.
Holding a Vandal, but this is the default skin, you know. But she's looking at a skin. But like the idea was to like she's playing, you know.
If I had a chance to create a spray, it will be like operator and like maybe no-scope sign, top of it. I mean, again, related to my new insane Asian potato graffiti.
Okay,
something like that. Something about strong mental.
Is something similar that's being done in another game. It's like a memorable moment of what happened in the tournament. So I would do on fracture, where you have the ropes from one side of T-spawn to another. 5 guys going on the rope and then one guy shooting them, like what happened with energy.
Because I see a lot of my teammates in ranked have weak mental. Some spread out of the hell them to have strong mental during games.
I think they were already energy when qRaxs killed 5 guys. So yeah.
I'm playing with a skin that I don't like, you know, and I want to pick a skin like in the in the floor, and I die because of this, you know. It happens to me. It happens to the best. I don't know.
The ace logo, maybe. If there is no ace logo in the game, like which is showing you when you are doing the ace, maybe it's a good idea to do the ace graffiti with a sound or something like this. You know, the sad music, wah, 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 or something like this. Maybe on the graffiti, it will be insane as well. Walk, walk, wow.
But she wants to because the skin is nice, and like it happens to me. I just need to explain it well.
Welcome back to MrFaliN here for VCT. Apologies about the delays there. We had some general network connectivity issues here in the venue, which have since been resolved, so we can get back into the game very shortly.
Lovely. I mean, most importantly, we were able to confirm that CNED built up 5 stories of his tower.
He did.
Which was not enough. We actually had sent him the ultimatum, 6 stories, and we were going to start the game immediately, but we decided we needed to delay it until he could work on those fine motor skills and fully prepare himself mentally for the second half.
What you guys didn't see was one of the team managers came over with a box and took away all the cups.
No.
And he looked really sad, like a kid was having the kids take
Yeah, that's
taking
rude.
their toys taken away at Christmas. Taking their kids away at
Taking their
Christmas.
kids
Whoa,
away.
this is a very dark novel all of a sudden. Yeah, they were all taken away. I mean, there are now a fresh spattering across all the desks, but
no, it was definitely like if you've seen Always Sunny, Danny DeVito steals the Lambo and the bag. Is just brutal stuff. How could he? America's sweetheart. Anyways,
you know what I never watched
Danny
as a
DeVito.
kid?
What?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Me neither.
It's an interesting one. But I did go back and watch a couple of episodes, so I was told there was some I had to go and watch, and I did.
Yeah, and what's the takeaway?
It was very good. I need to show you the clip later. I think you're the kind of person that will enjoy it.
Game!
Ow, my ears.
Sorry, saved. We did it. We did it, team.
Thankfully, everyone at home and in the venue can see the screen, so they are also aware of that fact.
Yeah, well, you were talking about the French Prince of Bel-Air, so I had to move us straight along. We get to talk about Valorant. I'm so hyped. I want to just grab a stool and throw it.
Throw it where?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Well, not a person or an expensive object, thank you.
Just throwing it in general. Anyways, in case you forgot, Navi smoked back on Lotus. It was 9-3 at the half. They ended up winning 13-9. FUT is the only team that can challenge them to that number 2 spot. They'd have to win here up against Navi, force it to a 3rd map, which is looking unlikely. They'll have to get it started here in the pistol.
Yes. 9-3 this half, 9-3 in the first half of Lotus. Did see a little bit of a fight back from FUT, but it did feel like Navi were already too far ahead by the time FUT started to wait back up, and all it took was a 5 ultimate round coming out. They only had to use 2 of them, but did have 5 in back pocket for them to get the map over the finish line.
I'm watching to see here with 3 players in main. If they can pull qRaxs off of Art, that's when the lurk can come in from Zhao. Backside though, FaliN takes the first, and this hit has been stalled completely.
Our plants getting quite shallow though. They managed to get away with it as well. Almost plants is going down, but denied away at the very last second. FUT for now, at very least, hold on, and Navi are down a man.
I mean, there's a lurking connector right now. Check out Sugetsu coming in for the backstab straight onto mojj. I mean, the timing there, they gambled 2 players on the lurk, but it means the spike is isolated in sight because the initial hit didn't work out. This round looking really tough to salvage.
With very limited utility to play behind as well, Navi are just going to have to force their way through this one. We saw Kiwi pop up with a 4K in the last pistol round at the very start of the game. It was absolutely mega. He's still standing on his feet here.
Oh, he just
got to beat fast. He's snatched it away, but what else can they do with this? They've got 30 seconds to play with. They're going to try and make a plan happen here, but they've got to hold in and hold. They shall. Down goes the spike, but Kiwi finds 2 for himself, making it 30. He finds yet another 4K. The king of the pistol rounds.
This guy on those pistols is the ghost again. Another 4K. I mean, honestly, that's where FUT have won the majority of the rounds. The pistols and then the conversion on the second. So to keep their hopes alive here, definitely big for them.
Goes Gap.
Yeah, it starts the ball rolling for them. You can see actually just they're going all in on this round too with the Spectres. But I don't know. I'm sort of looking at that attack from Navi, and I feel like it was a little bit disjointed just because they only had the 3, and because there is the Astra on the opposite side, the stall of having, you know, the pull after the CNED diving into site gets killed means the follow-up, the chance to trade just isn't really there. So by committing so many players into mid, relatively equal numbers of attack, which usually want the advantage there to make it work.
So Liverpool straight away backing out here. FUT pulling back on the defensive once they realised there was a little bit of aggression being shown in towards A main. Back in the first half when it was Navi on the defence, it often aggressed in towards A main itself and keep FUT at bay at least for a short while. So 2 very different approaches being taken by the 2 teams so far. I think FaliN's going to miss the Jets. Missed out on CNED here, who could get into a very dangerous position.
Yeah, CNED a little bit slow, I think, to capitalize. Pushing off that, but the spam kills through the wall. What is this from Navi? The dart tag doesn't result in a kill either, so all of a sudden, FUT starting to equalize, but this round is getting dicey. The kills do start coming in, but man, a fight put up for a moment there from Navi. Oh God,
no. 1 and 2, 1. Can't find the second. mojj on the swing. Finds the third. 2 left standing for FUT.
I'm getting a little spooked here throughout that entire round. How do Navi start it off with 2 sheriff shots?
I thought you were going to say Scoob at the end, and you didn't.
Scoob, yeah.
You let me down so much.
Hey, I'll work it in a little bit later. You can count on that. But Kiwi, actually, with all the kills he got in the first round, and then just the Marshal, has an operator here. Ouch. Even though the rest of the team not doing too well, he could be the swing if he's able to find some openers. Like, Cena was so good finding those early kills with the op on their defensive half.
I mean, he's caught right up to CNED as well. 2 kills between the two of them earlier on. I think he was down on 12. CNED was just so far clear, but Kiwi in these pistols, with the Ghost especially.
Would you say CNED cleared him?
Yes.
You would? Okay.
Why?
I don't know. There's always a debate. Would CNED clear?
He cleared him.
Boss, tens?
Well, past tense cleared him.
I don't think you're familiar. Kiwi cleared
He
Zipan
cleared
right
Kiwi?
Yeah.
I'd say he did.
No, we got to get you up to date on the lingo, I think.
If you say someone's clear, you mean they're completely clear of everyone. But I was saying he cleared Kiwi.
Okay, yeah.
He was clear of Kiwi. You follow?
I'm following.
It's boomerlingo. You'll get with it at some point.
Okay. I'm not going to waste my time.
Keep up with you guys.
Do your best. All right, so Navi down a player. Luckily, it's their redundancy in the composition. Still have some flashes with one suppressed in there, and only catching one, and it being Killjoy of all players could give some false info over to FUT, but they're still leaning over with 2 in secret. In a setup like this, you don't even have to like fully overcommit to fights. They can look to maybe spam with sheriff shots onto a planter. Here we go. The orb taken from Angel means he can ult to clear the site.
And the ult goes straight towards the back as well. Type down a bounce back for the retrieve later in the round as well. Not bad play coming out there, but really it's all about the plant that has gone down. Show's in hot water and finds himself toast through the wall.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Spam through with the sheriff. Waits for the vulnerability on the suck there too. The plan confirmed. Now CNED pushing on forward, taking a chance, taking a gamble, but Kiwi sits him right down.
Absolutely domes him from afar as well. Will not be stopped since we got back underway. This is feeling very reminiscent of what we saw back on Lotus about an hour or so ago. Kiwi, 3 kills in the round, and with that, I think steps ahead of Cena on kills.
Brilliant stuff there from FUT. I think just the Vandal heading in, or just the operator, but it's Kiwi that finds the pick down long, a couple more on the retake, but really, to me, at a captain, with the sheriff finds 2. It was the pull on the Aster Suck too on the planter, which I think was just absolutely perfect from him. And now you can start to see a bit going well for FUT here. They've got an absolute chance with converting that too.
Both tied up at 20 kills apiece. The battle of the Jets is reigning supreme. And although it's got the off-on sides, may not feel too much need for the knives. Immediately, of course, ball for the close range you're looking for it for. Kiwi could yet again be the controller of this round. Not a literal controller, but you get what I mean.
Seems like the default setup from Navi leaning onto the A side, just with Angel throwing that blind out. He loves to play out on his own, and just by instantly shutting down any sort of early push or space held with an operator, he can accomplish a lot. He's also one of the 2 players with a Guardian here, so seeking out a kill, can't quite find it, but knows there's 2 on the site and their position. So he's actually going to call up some teammates to try and punish this.
He's trying to do his best Kiwi impression, right? Think back to the last about 4K, I believe he got with this weapon.
Yep, that was some nasty stuff.
Unbelievable. Navi yet to really wake up, it feels, since we came back into things here in the second half, and FUT in full control, full flow.
Although honestly, just theoretically, just playing for A main early with only an Angel and then being able to take an orb on his own too, that's really high return of investment for just the single player and retrievable util. Now 4 players coming in. And MrFaliN isn't guarding this. FUT playing very passively towards the back side. qRaxs able to escape right there. Could actually be big, because otherwise he's about to get swarmed on the side.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do here, is forcing their way forward. Utility slowing them down slightly before they have the full send. Sure enough, a great little link coming out. CNED finds one for himself, so he gets into the second, but still keeps things even at 3 versus 3, and that's what makes me nervous.
HP has been chipped at hugely though. FALLEN also looking for some chip on the shock dart. Sugetsu so incredibly low, down to 11 HP. He knows he's going to be in the corner there. Kiwi and mojj team up to retake back through secret. Here's the first kill from FALLEN, the second one as well. FUT are cruising on the retake.
Oh, just CNED. That's the problem. It's just CNED in the 1 versus 2.
Makes use of the updraft as well as the smoke coming on through. Has to spray here.
Uh-oh, no bullets.
Done. He's going to have to come in for this one and spray it down. Finds himself one. Kiwi versus CNED. Who comes out on top? It's going to be CNED. Of course it is. A 4K in the round. A massive clutch as Navi move on to double digits.
Okay, CNED. Yeah. I mean, clutching it up to the end.
Now would you say he clears him?
I mean, he did right then. I would say in general, that would be a fair statement to make, but I leave it up to the chatters to debate. That round, though, was all CNED at the end. I mean, my God, Navi, at one point, it was a 3 versus 5, but they trade those kills out fairly quickly. And then continue to move along, so Navi return again with the same setup here. Just Angel gonna throw that flash for himself. Actually taking a little bit slower this time around. Gonna break the dart, then throw it, then step up. Probably end up grabbing the orb, but you can see what it means for Kiwi. He can't actually step forward and play off the dart or look to go for an early peek with the op. Instead has to trail to a slightly more passive angle. And frankly, Angel hasn't been creeping out there for a little bit of time.
I got you. Not lose this round though, they are completely broke. Sure, they can lean into some of these ults that are all coming online, but you could say the same about Navi. They've got 3 on side. Zipan's about to get his as well. So these next 2-3 rounds are just going to be the constant back and forth of ultimate utility.
CNED with an operator down B long hasn't crossed yet. They could throw just a pullback star from the Astra to get him back to the sign there. Because then you look at him spotting up the jump peak backside. If he kills that Astra, a lot of the stall is going to be removed. But they're waiting to dizzy him on in.
Oh, nothing. But it does mean you're guaranteed to see no one peek out once they get into a safe position. I've loved the ways that he's made use of his abilities this game so far, Angel, to give him credit. Even including the ultimate as well, last second bouncing back towards.
Look at the time, it's down to 30 seconds. A lot of players here ready to stall. The Dizzy should be back again, so here comes all the util and the Siphon. They have to win this out convincingly. And if Dizzy falls, the round might just be over.
They've still got Shao's ult on side if they want to make use of it at the same time as well, but of course in goes Little Bro. That plan was almost going down. It got cancelled at the very last second, which means it's going to have to come down to the frags. There's only 10 seconds left on side, and there are 4 players here as well. The desperation all coming out as well. Going in for the plan as they step on through. The swing comes on in, but they can see absolutely nothing. Spike goes down, but Shao's left in a 1 versus 4, and that feels a little too much to ask. Got the ult to play behind as well, and there's just nothing he can do here.
It's just a full defuse. He can't even hear the spike being tapped. Time's out. Yeah, he finds the one, but now has to escape with the rifle. Carry it on over. Navi just working too much against the clock. And this is a classic Navi style in a way where they sort of wait a lot of the time. It has been about playing for Angel to get the orb, but because I think, CNED and the rest of the team hadn't really peaked down long, they waited for the entire team to get there. Then they have very little time to explode because Dizzy was sent out at 40 seconds into the clock after retrieving it. They're looking to repop that around, 25. That's when they're actually getting forward. So if Little Bro dies, it is just all over instantly. I think you need a little bit more space taken either down B long or in mid for that late commitment, and it not to be a huge gamble in the way it was.
Yeah, 4 rifles coming out for the side of now. A couple of players really broke from this round, but that 5th one that was missing, because he got the ult online. He wants that up in the next round, I'd imagine. For a second, thought he was going to save up for it, but looks like maybe he's changed his mind with the spend that he's gone for.
Angel next round is going to have that ulti. Which seemed to be really good. They used it over towards the A site just to clear out the close angles, bring it back, and then also pop it again for the post plant. Again, though, clock winding down to a minute. No real space taken, but they're going to challenge down near bottom mid. Of course, this one-way goes down, and there's full gas on that, so it's going to be up for quite some time. If anyone tries to run through it, that instantly turns into a grab well on the ground. I mean, just the utility flooding on in here. Zipan was trying to pop the ulti so they could blitz past the one-way, but the stall util came in time.
That's one ultimate air quotes wasted, really. qRaxs is ready. CNED falls. A second one comes in. Can you smell it? It's smelling like the collapse of Navi. 3 gone in the round. And FUT move up to within touching distance. 2 rounds to go. And both teams will be on the same scoreline.
I think there's almost 2 different ways you can approach playing against a team that plays, regardless of map, Navi play very, very patiently throughout. A lot of it is just Angel seeing what he can get done on an extremity. And there's 2 ways to punish that. Either you look for early sort of start of round aggressive moves where you're trying to catch out and punish the solo player or the duo player, because Navi again spread the map a whole lot. Or you can play cautiously and not give them fights, right? Like, when was the last time FUT actually sought out a fight early in the round?
I can't remember actually seeing that. They play very passive angles. They're jump peeking. Maybe there's an op holding, but even the op is holding a more passive angle a lot of the time. So Navi, yeah, they're getting an orb A main every single round, uncontested. That's great. But when the round for them is really starting at 1 minute or less than the clock, then the fights are coming in. qRaxs gets first blood at 50 seconds, and he's playing in connector. He's not giving anything over for free to Navi so they can just win out individually. No, they're stepping into angles that FUT feel very strong on.
I think we've seen both teams with relatively similar strong points across the maps as well. You look back to Lotus, Navi on the defensive side. FUT would blitz forward and some speed and pace behind them, get the spike down, and Navi's retakes would be exemplary. You're seeing exactly the same on this map, except from FUT. They're on the defense, and they're playing these retakes wonderfully. And Navi look a little bit out of ideas. That's no doubt why that timeout came in just now. They know there's only really 2 rounds of touching distance. It's scary how close the script is following the previous map. The difference here being Navi aren't particularly high in economy. They've only got a couple of ults to play with, and if you look on the side of FUT, there are 3 ready to roll.
Oh yeah. mojj not actually committing the Viper ult so soon. qRaxs it down, finds it, and actually retreats all the way back up to heaven. mojj can just slam the pit on site as well, but they managed to work up so quickly. The change of pace is perfect, but FUT are still finding all the kills.
Great use of Dizzy there as well to really open things up, but they put down Wingman, which means that wasn't going down anymore. Charles going to have to take that up, but Kiwi, the overseer from on high, is just deleting the members of Navi. Sure, they've got the spike down, but it's a 5 versus 2, and it is a lot to ask for from this Navi side. Make it 1 left. Kiwi, he must have heard what I said earlier on. Casino is definitely not gapping him anymore. Motion to the next. It's another flawless round coming out for FUT.
Kiwi just taking every single one of those fights. The first kill on CNED, a little bit tricky. Managed to find him, and then after that, perfect as well.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, just 1 round separating them after Navi show us that huge change of pace. Now, is it something similar? I think it's a full A commit with the lockdown. That's my guess. There is also a world where they save the lockdown for the post plant. I think that's something that's sometimes slept on. It's so strong to clear a site, but oftentimes there are still angles deep on a site where you can still continue playing. So if they wanted to use Angel's ultimate instead of the lockdown, they can use that as the first cycle, pick that up with the lockdown afterwards, and then re-push for control over Secret. That could be an idea for them as they look to potentially work mid prior to splitting into the site. But FUT, have they pushed mid a single time? No. Look where they play. They play back. The op is going to be the only one fighting early, and they have the drone that sees nothing. So this actually convinces FaliN to step forward. That could be a problem for him.
And comes Jord as well. Detain landing on towards.
He's going to have his gun out in time, though.
There's no one really there to capitalize on. Oh, there we go. Finally, they chase him. They chase him down. Give him no recourse, no way out. It's a good use of their ultimate to capitalise. They found 2. The thing is, I've seen FUT win so many rounds now from a numbers disadvantage. I don't think they're even scared of this one. It's qRaxs holding up nice and close, waiting for the step forward to come in. And there we go. 2 come back the other way real quick. All comes out once again, but doesn't find the man they need. What did I say? They keep on winning from these numbers. Disadvantages. Angels all alone. They've done it again. How does Navi keep on letting this happen?
Let's get these idiots.
10 to 10. FUT have crawled their way back.
This is unbelievable.
Oh my God. 9 and 3 at the half. Only allowing 1 here. Ridiculous performance from FUT. And make no mistake, like, there was ice put out. We had a long break after that 9-3 on the half. But since then, FUT have just been completely different. Navi a bit scattered on the take. Even when they find the openers there, it doesn't matter for backside qRaxs and mojj. It's unbeatable.
Just a big time clutch up, time and time again. I said it in the moment, but a 4 versus 2, and you still couldn't count FUT out.
Oh yeah, and that was the round where FUT extended a little bit too far. The first time FaliN doesn't see anything in A main, so he's like, oh, I have a chance to push forward here. He gets punished. Navi did everything right up until the critical moment on the retake when everything fell apart for them. Now, gonna work past the smoke. Dashing across to break the crosshair. Actually,
catching Zipan. Damage in backside here.
But he can still hold, still sat in the same spot. qRaxs is going to try and do what he can, realises he has to stop firing, else this life is forfeit.
There's still a lockdown in the post plant. This is going to be huge. It buys them so much time, but not if FaliN wins the fight before they have a chance to pop it.
That's the problem. They've got to be popping it around about now, really. This is going to be too late. Finally, it comes out here as well. Making use of Dizzy that finds absolutely nothing. Shot out of the sky, a bit of clay pigeon shooting on the go.
Wow, they're taking their time. They have the numbers 5 on 4. Angel very low. So the clock ticks down and Angel's gonna take a forward position, but he can't win the fight.
Cnet tried all that he could there to try and find something, but nothing was to be found at all.
Oh, look at all the ultra smokes.
And this is the problem. The Viper's pit was on side. We clocked it earlier on. It's back on here, and they're trying to make it happen. So Igetsu comes in, finds 2, Angel another, but it's again the fight back from the other side. And qRaxs has found 2, but can do nothing. Navi, they managed to drag something back, but my God, was it close.
Just chaos on the side
This is
right
ludicrous.
there. Cosmic Divide. You've got the Viper's Pit as well. Who was that jumping forward with the shorty? I couldn't even tell with everything going down. Not the shorty, the right-click classic. Might as well have been the shorty inside of the pit. Just obscene that Navi take that one away. The delay on the lockdown, I think, was perfect, too, because it was just in that uncomfortable timing where you can decide not to push it, but then you're really working against the clock.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe you have to push it, maybe you don't. They had the time, but it made it so rushed from them. You could see the chaos as the defuse was KAPTAN was trying to go for the defuse, but then he pulls off because the spam was coming in. He got nicked just a little bit, so he jumped off there. And because it wasn't half, there was no chance for qRaxs even after he got the kills.
No. FUT calling it a timeout too. That's the first round they've lost in 5 rounds.
And they're gonna notice, how did we get punished there? Not on the retake, obviously, but okay, 3 players worked in through art. Our backside players got murdered by utility. There was the Gecko mosh pit that slammed back towards Secret.
Yeah.
There was a flash that actually caught out qRaxs. That I'm not even sure if that was a Navi flash, or maybe qRaxs was trying to flash himself in, and it ticked him in the corner or something. And of course, Cnet just dashing across art. The only one that was really holding that angle was KAPTAN. So maybe their art is a little bit exposed and they're gonna have to fight more for it. So if you look at what they're doing on the minimap, this is really clever, right? Kiwi trying to post up now inside of art with the operator. They know a lot of the early util scouting from Navi has been around mid, but not so much into art. They've been contacting in, as a matter of fact. So he has a chance to catch them if they try to do some similar shenanigans.
Whew. Well, Kiwi and Cnet are balancing things up at 25 and 12. Both of them sat on exactly the same scoreline. It really is going to come down to a couple of critical rounds from either of them.
This is wild. I was shocked to see Kiwi actually peek mid. Shows that there's an op there and breaks the turret in window. But he reads that Navi pivot B off of the sound. There's an operator over towards A, so he's going to be here in time for the take. They've got the Viper wall horizontally as well, just to stall for the max. Can play with the mollies too. He's going to push on through it, and he takes down Angel.
Such aggression being shown, and it pays off for them wonderfully. Unplayable at the moment, cannot be stopped no matter where he seems to be. Stepping their way forward, trying to look in here for a plant, and they get away with it. Ready for any potential swing out, and there is none. Navi once again get the spike down.
Zipan trying to flash through the smoke back here, but that's another critical piece of utility wasted. FUT on the retake with fly-by players absolutely ready to flood out from CT. They go into the back, but Cnet finds the first, turns around the corner for the second. Navi are cruising,
but it's back to the 3 versus 3, and once again it's an absolute slaughter coming out from FUT. Shao left standing, and he cannot do it. FUT bring us all square once again. They do not let Navi get out of sight.
Unreal, the pivot there as Cnet swings deep towards the back site there, coming around the corner for 2 kills. It's Kiwi and the rest of FUT pinching it on both sides. Kiwi slams the knives, goes up and around to just stab them in the back with the Blade Storm, instantly tying things up. Navi are broke.
Oh my, oh my. They have no choice but to eco in this round. And we really thought, looking at how that first half went, this would be over in 2, but looks like on Lotus, FUT looked at what went wrong. They caused qRaxs coming into Pearl. And this second half has been absolutely spectacular. They know that second place for the playoffs is still up for grabs. Of course, Navi have already qualified, but FUT want to jump over them. They want to leapfrog, get themselves into second space, get the better seeding. And with a result like this, assuming they can get over the finish line, it's well on its way.
Wow, Cnet takes the orb there to get the knives.
Here.
Trying to maybe win this round by some miracle. He's gonna updraft here
block
as well. Looking for a peek back Secret. Does he see anyone? No! Heartbreak. 2 players inches away from finding their head and taking the kill. Unreal!
It's the first. I'll always come back to what I've been saying all night long. Do not count FUT out until the last man falls.
Still patience from Navi, down to 50 seconds, working the clock, and Zipban
way.
through the wall, through the doors. It is now a 5-on-3. No rifles have been recovered. It is still the CNED show, working down long. The only one to stand in their way, Kiwi, and he's gonna look for an early pick.
We have said 5v3 so many times, it's not gonna feel. I'm gonna fall apart and say it one more time. Will not be stopped to smoke up close, they can get in here. Across comes Wingman. Taken out, so that can't sit, but they know exactly where he is. Drop smoke. It's up close.
What's happening?
They miss everything. It's a 1-for-1. It's seen it ultimately coming out on top as qRaxs steps in. They've still got the bigger rifles, so they've traded over and got the up on CNED once again. But he's got to be able to find someone. Up in heaven, there's one. One posted down a little bit lower. Shao holding nice and close here. Knows exactly what's headed his way. Yet again, a 2 versus 2 in the post plant. We've been here before.
CNED has an up, down, long, trained on the spike.
It's the place to be. And they're pushing in for him at this point, they know. Going in for the double peak, almost gets wallbanged out of it as well. Shao rounding one, but he misses the critical shots. CNED gets one. It's a 1 versus 1! And CNED finds the 4K with the retrieved up. And puts Navi once again in striking distance.
CNED
What is this game?
Does it all. The man cannot be stopped.
Oh my God, CNED and Kiwi are both 30 and 13. They will not be separated.
Ridiculous. Now FUT with the backs against the walls. After CNED finds just a pixel on the shot with the knives, then dancing around with the operator on 23 HP. Just a breeze would have knocked him over. Now Navi, what do they return to?
Oh man.
CNED still has the operator. He may decide.
Both have got ops.
Yeah,
This is the battle.
He's gonna challenge down B-Long, I believe. That's where it's gonna turn into.
Well, it's this 1v1 about to form down here, arguably the defining moment of this game. We've got a couple of ultimates online. That's all you're really going to see in the round. So Getsu, if he can retrieve an orb, different conversation.
Pressure into Art to try and pull players off of B. Navi's so patient, not actually peeking down long until they can force the rotations. You can see they haven't actually worked in, and they're going to realize the knife clears into Art. Now qRaxs is calling. They haven't scaled just yet. It is unclear what the play is from Navi, and they've spent the first 40 seconds of the round just Art to show for it.
CNED's got to be so careful though. He gets the cross. But these two in the 1 versus 1, this is the critical moment.
100% out from backside. Angel picked up the ultimate, so he can cast that again to try and clear down into Link. Oh, he sees the shoulder! CNED sees him, takes him down 5-on-4. Here comes the pivot from Navi. Only one player stuck on site. It is mojj versus the world.
The pace of the rotate over here, as you say, it's one man left alone. mojj has got it all to do. He's got the rifle, but I don't think it's going to fully stop the onslaught of Navi. Finds one for himself, ball banged out by Shao into a second. Navi have got the 4v2. Again, we've been here before. They get the spray through the smoke. Managed to get it down as well. They can get back on it once again and try and make this happen. They've got to win the long range. The flash came through. He backs away and keeps himself stood up. Still in the 4 versus 2. And it's on these last two players to make magic happen.
No one backside, 2 players in Link they have to go past. CNED playing so aggressively with that. They are not ready for this. The gun has been spotted. The pinch is on the way. FaliN takes one, but he goes straight into 2 players. It is Zipban to finish. 13-11. And in the critical 1 versus 1, CNED and Kiwi in the final round.